All right, so before we get started, I want to let everybody know that my bass is actually tuned down a whole step. It's not tuned standard position, or standard tuning. So like if your bass is tuned in a standard tuning, anything of position to you, I will have to play a whole step up. So just to everyone can be clear on it. So because I know my fingering might look a little weird to some people. So, okay, let's get started. Okay, so right now what I want to demonstrate, tapping single notes, utilizing, I guess, the left hand and the right hand. First of all, I'm going to tap a high F on the G string. Some people use this technique a lot. What they do is, I use this a lot too. So all it is, you just take your first finger, put it on top of your, take your middle finger, put it on top of your first finger. And one reason of doing it is so, you can get extra pressure when you tap with your right hand. So, and also what we're going to do is we're going to mute the G string because we're going to tap this note on the G string. We're going to mute the G string. The reason for doing it is because you don't want to have extra strings ringing in the background. So, for example, you would get this. So this is me tapping the F while the string is muted. I would get this sound. All right. Okay. For instance, if I did mute the string with my left hand, I would get this sound. You hear it? Just like you can kind of hear the string kind of ringing. But, if you have it muted, you can kind of control it a little bit. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to tap this high F on the G string, and I'm going to have my hand in position, my left hand in position to hit the high D on the G string. And when I do that, I'm going to tap the string with my right hand, tap the note, the high F, and I'm going to pull off of it a little bit. The reason for doing it is because when you pull up and off, you're kind of strumming the note again. So when you pull off of it, the note, whatever note that you have in position on your left hand, that note is going to be heard, and it's going to be heard clearly. For example, in this example, the D. So I'm not doing this. I'm not tapping and letting off of it. I'm not doing it. What I'm doing, I'm tapping it, pulling up and letting off of it. Some people pull it down. Some people do that. I like to do mine's up. And that way you get a clear sound. Your sound is more dominant, more resonance, and it's just a better sound overall. All right. So remember, all I'm doing, I'm tapping the F on the G string, pull off of it, and have my left hand in position automatically to hit the D. And when I pull off of it, the D is heard. And it can be any note. It can be a C. It can be a B. But the concept is the same. You just you tap with the right hand, pull off of it, and whatever note that you have sounded with your left hand, that's the note that you're going to hear. And you can change the notes up. All right. Another technique that I use a lot is to hammer on. It's kind of a combination of tapping and doing hammer-ons. So, for example, we're going to use these three notes, the F, the D, and the C. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to tap the F, utilizing the same technique I just explained. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to sound the D, and I'm going to hammer on the C. So it'll be like this. Right? Oh, sorry. All right. And you can come back up with it. You know. All right. It's pretty simple once you get the hang of it. If you never did this before, it can sound kind of complicating, kind of confusing, but the approach, the technique is a very simple approach. All you're doing is you're tapping the note, I guess in this case the F, with the right hand, pulling off of it to sound the D, hammer on the C, and hammer back on the D, and tap the F.